What's up, everyone? Thank you again for tuning in for another episode of Issa Kickback. And this week we have a special guest. I'm really excited because she actually looked out for me on one of my first events in Springfield. She didn't even remember that she looked out for me, but I always kept that in the back of my head. So I'm excited to sit down with you. Miss Intricate, how are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for taking the time. I know we had some scheduling issues, but I'm super excited to have you on and just to learn about everything intricate. Um, all right, it's a little corny, but it's okay. All right. So with that said, Tiara, correct?
Tiara.
Tiara. All right. Tiara owns an event space in Springfield, Illinois. When I threw my first concert with 30 Deep and GP Got It, she was willing to hand out flyers and share posts and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate that because I was a stranger coming into a new market and you were like, oh yeah, I can. So I do greatly appreciate that. So it's about time we get some spotlight from my platform over to yours. So what we're going to talk about is just you owning an event space, what kind of events you host, and really your passion. And when it comes to, events in general, what kind of got you started. So if you want to give us a little bit of information about yourself.
I'm 33. I was born and raised here in Springfield, Illinois. Unfortunately, I wanna, I wanna move to a bigger city. I think like with the music industry and just working with artists and creatives of different sorts, I'm really excited. Just to see bigger and better things and meet different people. Um, But really, I've been doing parties, like party decor for about 6 years now. And that's where I started everything. It was called Intricate Designs. And people would book me for baby showers, weddings, birthday parties, and stuff like that. And I did that for a long time. And I started doing Intricate Flow Fridays almost 3 years ago. And I was just renting out bars and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and one day, one of my guys just hit me up and was like, I got this space. I'm not really using it, and I see you doing the Intricate Flow Fridays and doing your thing, you think you would want this space. And I really couldn't afford it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm a hustler too. So, I was like, I want to do that. That'll open me up to be able to make more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's awesome. That's awesome. So he kind of was like, he was willing to work with you a little bit, and you just was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a way. That's what's up. So, kind of, what got you started with music? Let's start there. What got you started with music and your Event Flow Fridays?
Well, I've always just loved music. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm always listening to music. I like live music, concerts, listening to live bands. Like that's just a real passion of mine. I've always loved local artists and, I just love the culture.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when I live in Chicago, I was able to go to like small coffee shops and stuff, and they just had this like small coffee shop vibe, and people would come and do poetry and spoken word and play acoustic. Thought that was really dope. And I didn't see anything like that here in Springfield. So that's what Intricate Flow Friday started off as, like a spoken word / R&B night. And we started off over, I forgot what that school used to be called, but it's in like an old school building on the north side of town. And I don't know, the first time I had one, I just like packed that little room, man. And I was like, man, like I didn't think it would do that good.
Yeah.
We had five performers that night, and a lot of people came out and showed love, and I just started doing every other week, and they got bigger and bigger. And I don't know, I've done a lot of shows now, so it's kind of crazy, like just to think back over all the shows that I've done,
Yeah.
versus me out like, is anybody gonna come, and being nervous.
Yeah. None of that.
It's just real dope. All that I've met through the platform. I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, when you kind of went into your own space, did you kind of experiment with more events, or did you just stick to that? Or, you mentioned baby showers before.
Yeah. I started paint night here. We have Intricate Paint Night every other week as well. Well, I try to. lately it's been like once a month, but I try to alternate it with Intricate Flow Fridays. One week is paint night, one week is Intricate Flow. Um, yeah, and paint night is just a vibe. You know, sometimes we have a couple performers or poets, and there's usually a host that's a local artist in town that'll pre-draw, sketch the canvases out for everybody. Tick's Barbecue pulls up with the barbecue. You know, everybody eat real good and paint their painting, listen to some good music, and it's just a vibe every single time. Like we have a lot of fun.
That sounds dope as fuck.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like I've really grown to love paint night because when I start something new, it's kind of an experiment. Like you said, you know, like I'm gonna do this and let's see how it works. And
Yeah.
people paint night, you know, like they come
Yeah.
out, people that come every 2 weeks, you know, and then sometimes I'll meet new people. Sometimes like groups like from co-workers at a job or something like that, or people do it for a party or something, you know, but paint night usually does really good.
That's awesome. And I think you did a great job filling the gap because, you know, they see these things in Chicago, they see these things in Atlanta, you know, and then it's like, well, they don't do that here. And so you picked the perfect niche to kind of fill that gap. So that's awesome. Just and it's very different because you don't hear about people doing that stuff at all. At least I don't, and I'll be looking. um. So with that said, is it so juggling the event space? You get to experiment with the types of events you have. So paint night, Intricate Flow Fridays. What's been like your biggest event that you've had at your space?
I think it was reggae night last year.
Reggae, okay, yeah. Tell me about reggae night. What's up?
So I love reggae music. I love everything reggae. Like that's my preferred music genre. Actually, like I listen to reggae. Big Tim's fan. Shout out to her. I love Tim. But for my first anniversary here at the building, I have a couple reggae themed Intricate Flow Fridays. Each Intricate Flow Friday has a different theme, and the artists who come will base their music on that theme, and it just is really dope. And so I had a couple of reggae nights, but my 1 year anniversary here at Everything Intricate was the first annual reggae fest. So we had vendors, we had food vendor come out, we had like the real Jamaicans outside on the grill making jerk chicken and steamed veg. Definitely was called like, man, make sure I got some cabbage, you know. It's a 1 year anniversary. I just want some cabbage. Anybody that knows me know I love cabbage, you know what I'm saying? He was like, we call it veg. So like had authentic Jamaican food, and we had a lot of vendors. I think there was like 7 or 8 vendors. We had 2 live bands and just a lot of artists come out. We had a flamethrower. Shout out to Jester Lasser. He came outside and like threw fire all around behind the performers. It was crazy. Yeah. And it was like real thick in here that night. And last summer, my air was working, but it didn't seem like it because I think we were probably a little bit over capacity.
That'll stay here. That's awesome. So how do you come? Do these people find you or you find them?
I just market myself on Facebook really, and Instagram, and like word of mouth. Like artists do a good job of word of mouth, you know, telling their other artist friends, hey, come perform. And then, you know, people, especially Intricate Flow, each artist brings their own little entourage that's coming to see them, you know.
Yeah.
And then some people just show up randomly because they want to see a good show, you know. So it's always a night of people. And it's always a safe space. One thing I'm really proud of is I'm going on 3 years doing the shows, but 2 years in this building, and I've never had any violence, any fights, anything pop off that wasn't handled internally. Like no police have ever been called or anything. So I'm really proud of that. You know, because us Black people, we get a bad rap that we can't congregate nowhere without acting a fool, and people are able to keep it together here. So I'm happy about that.
No, that's awesome. And it says a lot for you and the respect that the community has for you. So that's awesome because, you know, we got our challenges when it comes to booking other places. And so, yeah, no, that's awesome. And that's a huge sign of respect for you. So everyone that comes to that building must hold you in high regard. So I think that's great that you haven't had any altercations or anything. like really like a round of applause because God.
Like it's a showcase of Black excellence, and that's what we try to do. We try to come in here and display excellence, and that's it. And if everybody, you know, everybody's good at something, and if everybody just hones in on what they're good at instead of what they're bad at or what they're jealous or envious of, just focus on your own talents and what you're good at, then everybody can have a good time.
Yeah, that's what's up. So what has been like the biggest advantage to having your own space? 3 years in, 2 years in the building, what's outside of obviously finding places, what's one of the biggest advantages?
I mean, honestly, not having to pay. Like, I got a lot of kids, so I don't have to pay for their parties.
Hey, I ain't mad at it.
If we want, like, we can have a water slide outside. Like, we can pretty much, and I do party decor, so I can fix it up however I want. So I like being able to provide friends and family, an affordable space to be able to do things. It's real chill in here. Like I said, as long as nobody's being violent, I don't really care what they do,
Yeah.
So at the events, there's certain rules. You got to respect the mic and stuff. But I mean, like if people rent out the building, they're free to, just enjoy themselves, So
Yeah. That's awesome. So what's that process like when people want to rent out the building? How do they go about that?
usually they just hit me up on Facebook, or some people, I don't know how some people get my number. Honestly, I try to do everything through social media, but some people text. I think my number is on Google though. It's like listed on my Google business page. So
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
But they'll just hit me up, and I usually just have a flat rate, an hourly rate to rent the building, and that includes insurance, tables, chairs, a PA system, mics, and that saves people money because like when I used to have when I did parties, like when I was just doing that for a living, sometimes like if it was a big event like a wedding or something, I would have to rent my own tables and chairs and stuff, and that can get expensive. So people like that it's kind of all inclusive. If they need decorations, I can do that too, so.
Yeah. You got it all, it sounds like, over there.
You gotta come check me out.
Yeah, I will. The same thing I told Uncanny, man. I work 70 hours a week, and then on weekends I'm on dad mode. So unless it's my events, I really don't get out too much. But I'll be trying. Like there's an event. This is pre-recorded, but I'm gonna try to make Ken's event tomorrow at Dumb Records. I'm gonna try to. My dad said he was gonna babysit, so I'm finna. I mean, you get it. You got kids. You get it.
Yeah. Kid sometimes, but I made it out to his last show. He's like, I come to every single one of your shows, and he does. Shout out to Ken Patient. Like he's a big supporter. Him and his wife of everything Intricate. They're here all the time, and I try to make it out to his shows. And usually, like you said, it's not having a babysitter or have my kids and stuff. But I was make it out to the last show, and it was pretty dope. And it's a dope lineup this time too. So I hope you are able to make it.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, no, I do want to get over there because you got. So I do follow you on Facebook and just see what you have going on because I think that's so dope because they don't offer the paint nights or anything like that. Like it is super different. And then so have you done things where it's like you tried it and it didn't work out and you didn't bring it back too?
I mean, like I said, each when I'm doing Intricate Flow Fridays and then the paint nights, those are pretty consistent, but there are some themes or, just the actual event that day doesn't work out, and I cancel it and either make a new theme for 2 weeks later or run that one back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing, having an event space, you have to keep it moving and you have to be consistent. You have to be making use of the space all the time. Otherwise, it's not worth the money that you put into it, honestly.
Yeah.
You have to make your money make you some money,
So would you advise people, like, if they wanted to throw shows, would you say they're better off getting their own space, or would you recommend them keep third-party booking?
I mean, I think third-party booking is cool because there's no strings attached. You just rent out the space for the night, you do your thing, you clean up, and you're done with it, And I think with having an event space, like I think it's smart to have multiple things that you plan on doing out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you not work out and you still got to pay rent and bills every month and insurance and Wi-Fi and everything else, you know? So, just that's one thing I think I'm good at, just like coming up with a constant flow of different ideas. And, you know, either people are going to like it or they're not, you know, but always have to have this constant flow of different things going on. So,
yeah. So I want to ask you, is there anything that you've been interested in trying that you haven't yet though?
yes, I was actually going to start, I don't know how to explain it, like a video gaming league here.
Yeah.
And I like actually bought a PS5 to do it and everything, and the projector and everything. And then the PlayStation got broke, and I'm still trying to find somebody to fix it. Shout out to Carl, fix my PlayStation. He comes out for fun, but he streams to and stuff, and I think he might fix it. I don't know. But yeah, I want to do that. Like have like people who don't have video game, or like even if you do, I think it still could be like a friendly competition, you know, and everybody. It wouldn't be gambling per se though, because everybody would pay a monthly membership fee.
Yeah.
And be like a whole league, buy all the games. I need a partner though, because I don't play PlayStation, so I know play you know, 2K, Call of Duty. I would definitely have that, but like I don't know, I need to have like a poll or something to see what other games people like what votes.
So you want to dive into like the gaming community since it's kind of picked up post COVID?
I mean, not because it's picked up post COVID, but I just think it will be. I don't know. I just think it would. I like to do community stuff and get people together.
Yeah.
I think it was able to just bring some people together, just gamers, you know, different. I don't know. I like having different things. I was gonna try to do a book club here too. I might run that back this year. I try to start like a book club where people would pay a monthly membership. They would get so many books a month, and then like we would meet bi-weekly and discuss the book and have snacks and stuff. And I like to read, so that sounds really fun to me. But evidently, don't nobody else like to read.
You just ain't found them yet. I read too. I read too. So you just ain't found them yet over there. That's pretty cool though. So you do have to in order to have an event space, you do have to be like proactive on it.
Yes.
Otherwise, like you said, you're just paying bills for a building. So okay, so what's a disadvantage, like outside of the bills and stuff like that? What's a characteristic that you believe someone has to have to be in this space?
I feel like you have to be very perseverant. The business at all,
Yeah.
how small or big it may be, it's kind of tough, you know. When you have ideas and other people don't see those ideas, you know, and you know, just I don't know. I deal with Black creatives, so just the stigma that comes along with that. Um, from people who look like us and people who don't is crazy. I'll just say that. For real, like we're just a group of, like I said, excellent Black people coming together and making beautiful memories with each other. And just, I don't know. Sometimes the negative light that could be, people try to shed a negative light on it, but I don't feel it doesn't really work because it's not negative, you know? And that speaks for us. It speaks for itself when there's nothing negative going on. But some people just have a negative, like I said, just kind of a negative stigma just because a lot of Black people congregating at one place. Honestly, like, but I think what we're doing is really good for the community. There's not a lot of places in Springfield where you can come and perform for free, you know? So just because, you know, having money and being talented don't always go hand in hand, you know? So I feel like I've seen a lot more talented people than a lot of places here because I don't charge artists, you know? So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we should break that down. But I do want to add on to that. We know where we're at on the map in the States. We know where we're at. We know the trials, And so, like, seriously, a round of applause for continuing to combat that, because when I first started, everyone told me no. And then I tell this story all the time. And then I had one lady say yes. And then from there, it was like, nothing happened. Oh, you can book here. You can book here. And it's just like, but you wouldn't let me do that before. So I definitely get it. I definitely get it. But yeah, like you said, it's just Black excellence. But yeah, okay, let's dive into how your interclit Flow Fridays are set up, because you say you don't charge. Now I'm gonna say it one more time. She doesn't charge, so kind of break that down for us. Huh?
I said I don't charge the artist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's up to the performers. Yeah.
They're gotta pay. They've been saying.
Yeah. Nah, I'll with you. We got bills to pay.
Yeah, it's a $15 cover to get in. Artists are free, so even if they're just like coming to play the guitar, they could come in for free. They don't have to pay. Like I said, each one has a different theme. I'll try to decorate. Like I always make a flyer. I'll blow it up into a big backdrop and do my balloons, and that's my party person always coming out. I always have to have balloons. But but yeah, I'll try to decorate, and there's a little stage area, and it's always nice and kind of dark, and the lights going, the incense going. It's always a vibe. Like it's really nice, and it's just I don't know, when the artists come in, they just always blow me away every single time. Like how talented we got, some talented people in the 217. It's crazy. Like it's crazy, whether it's the artist not believing in themselves and not pushing themselves like they should, or whether it's the other way around, people not believing in the artist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there are a lot of talented people here. Crazy talented people.
And so,
time to do their thing. There's usually like 10 to 15 performers a night. So I learned through experience. I don't really do intermissions anymore, because people just go outside and smoke and leave sometimes. So I just run it straight through. Usually people that smoke cigarettes just go outside and smoke and come back in, but I'll run it straight through. It'll take, like, if there's 15 performers, it takes about 2 hours for everybody to go.
So do they just come in and at the door they say they're performing, or how do you have that set up?
No, I used to have a form, but lately I've been lazy. So the artist will just hit me up on Facebook and be like, hey, I want to perform. And I'm like, cool, send your music to this email address. And then they send me the music. Once I get their music, I'll make them a personal flyer for them to share on their personal social media or whatever that they're having a show. And then they share their flyer. The doors are at 9 and show starts at 10. So I like the artist to be here by 9:30.
Yeah, I know. I like
it. I like when y'all come by 9:30. I do, but that doesn't always happen. But sometimes it does, and it's amazing. But they're artists, so that's cool. But they'll come at 9:30. There's a list at the door of all the artists. They get a different color wristband than everybody else, and they come and do their thing.
That's all. So do you run sets, or how long do they get to perform?
Yeah, I usually tell them 3-song sets. So
okay,
as long as if they're the host kind of goes in between the artists and does little ad libs, and they do more music, because usually the host is the artist as well. So they do. Yeah. They get they want that night, really. Like the perks that come along with being the host. So.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it when you're doing that job. So let me ask you this. I'm very curious. If at the beginning you had mentioned you want to get out of Springfield, where would you like to go?
I want to go to Arizona.
Why Arizona?
I love it there. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's hot in the summertime. But like other than that, year round, it's like 75, 80 degrees, nice breeze, palm trees, mountains. The sky looks fake. It's like so blue with these big whimsical clouds. It's so pretty there. Dang. Like when I was there for 2 weeks, and I was like, man, how do people get depressed here? Like, this is so nice.
Yeah, I can tell you how they do it in Illinois. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like how are set up there. I like that there's more opportunities for Black people there. Like when you just outside, like as a tourist, I'm not from here, but I'm going into restaurants, hotels, the gym, different random places, and in every place I go, I'm seeing all Black employees. So I love that. So it's just a lot more opportunity, and like I said, with what I do, I just could only imagine the people I'll meet in a bigger city. Like if there's so much talent packed into little bitty Springfield,
Yeah.
like just the people that I'll tap into when I go elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads into my next question is, would you continue? Huh?
I said, then the people in Springfield will also have somewhere to travel to out of town and, go on tour or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. They could build onto it. Yeah. So that leads into my next question. Would you continue to run your own space, or how do you think you would set it up?
like in a different city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely want my own space. I would want to do something. I would definitely, yeah. Like I'm not a good employee, so I don't plan. Like I'll work if I have to.
Well, you're honest.
I'll work. It's just that I have to feel like I'm appreciated in my work, and I have to feel like what I'm doing for work is meaningful.
Yeah.
So like out of dead end jobs, you don't get that feeling of you're doing something meaningful to help the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm an earth sign, so I really, you know, like to have purpose in what I'm doing, purpose and intention in what I'm doing. So yeah, definitely have to have my own space so that I can make my own money
Yeah.
and make networking and my own connections. And I like that. I like being a boss.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to, once you got a little taste, it's always hard to go back. So I hear you.
Yeah, I had a job. I just worked a job for a year, this last year, and I couldn't believe. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I made it like 8 months. It was almost a year, and I couldn't believe I made it that long. I was like, man, like I got used to like I do what I want to do. I take my lunch when I want to take my lunch. If I don't feel something, there's always tomorrow. I try not to stress myself out more than I have to be stressed. And when you're working a job, you'll find yourself very stressed about some shit that you don't need to be stressing about. Because if you die, they're gonna hire somebody else by tomorrow and replace you in that job. You're very dispensable in what you do.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. And I have that same mindset when it comes to that stuff. Uh I I don't know, the world's kind of a messed up place because there's no way we're supposed to work all day for someone else, you know?
Okay. And they find jobs that, they feel appreciated, they make good money, and, it's something that they love doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can get a job doing something that I love doing and I feel like I'm being paid my worth, then hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? But until then, I'll just work for myself.
Yeah. No, respect. So so let me how do I want to phrase this? So let's say you do leave, you go to a new city, and there's a event. They're just looking for someone to run the building. Would you be open to do that instead of having the building yourself?
It depends. I will have to talk out, stipulate
Yeah.
included because I'm not gonna lie, like my own space, I really do love it. Like I can sit here and do my homework. I can get a work from home job and sit here on my computer and do that. Like, and I just have kind of free reign of the space. Like I can be here at 3 o'clock in the morning, like
Yeah.
so I really do like having my own space. It's challenging at times, I'll say. It's a lot of money. Keeping it open and keeping the lights and the water on. But I love it. I do.
Yeah. So we're getting close to the end here. So could you offer up 3 pieces of advice for someone that potentially wanted to own their own event venue?
Yes. Buy your own. I know that sounds like duh, but like I rent my space, and buy your own. Like That's what I would advise, to keep doing the third party, renting out spaces, having your shows until you can buy your own space. Because until you own it, it's not really yours.
Yeah.
And that's with anything. That's with anything. Like, that's not taking shots at my landlord, none of that. That's just anything. You don't own your car till it's paid off. If you don't pay that note, you'll wake up and it'll be gone.
Yeah.
People get people, you know, and stuff that's not really theirs. So I would advise them buying a space. What else? Three things. Like I said, perseverance. Sometimes it gets hard. And I think that's any kind of business. Like, there'll be a week where you make $3,000 and then the next week you don't make shit. You're like, is this really what I need to be doing?
Yeah.
And then that comes and you hit again, and you're like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So you just kind of have to don't give up, and if something's not working, that would be my third piece of advice, is like, if something isn't working, and you're trying something repeatedly and it's not working, try something else. You have to, like I said, you have to have that constant flow of ideas. If this doesn't work, something else might draw a crowd, you know what I'm saying? But having an event space is just basically catering to people and what they like to do.
Yeah.
You have to find what the people like to do.
And I think you found the perfect pocket for that, honestly. So I want to say, keep up the good work. I'll do my best to make it out as soon as possible. Because I do really admire that, and I do want to support Black, because at the end of the day, we all we got.
Yeah.
So well, okay. Where are you located, and then where can they follow you on social media to just stay up to date with what you got going on?
Okay, my physical location is 1107 South Grand Avenue East here in Springfield, Illinois. I'm on the corner of 11th and South Grand, right across the street from Harold's Chicken. And here is just my name, Tiara Standage, or you can search Everything Intricate. It's better just to follow my personal page, because I do so much. We didn't even cover anything. Like, I do nails, I do pop-up shops, I do a lot of stuff. So I post everything on my main page. So it's best just to follow me at Tiara Standage on Facebook. I'm most active on there. I try with Instagram, but I need like a social media manager.
Yeah, it can be a lot. Like, I ain't posted on Instagram in months, so I feel you. I just post on the story and keep it moving.
Instagram is huge with reaching more people, and I need to get more active on there, but it's just kind of out of habit. I'm just kind of used to Facebook. I've been on there since high school, so.
Yeah. You said you do nail. What else you got in your bag?
I'm a nail technician. I do nails. I do acrylics, manicures, pedicures. I got my own little pedicure chair in the back. I do monthly pop-up shops for Black-owned businesses. They come out and rent a table. And like in the summertime, we'll even have spaces outside, just because it's nice outside. But those do really well. Like, at times, there's been up to 20 different Black businesses in one space. And we've had the mayor, Doris Turner came out before, and they were like all shopping with the vendors and stuff. So that's really awesome. What else do? I rent out the building so people can rent it out for their own personal parties. The Color Purple cast was just here on opening night last week, kicking it. I was like, oh, so this is show choir kids all grown up. Okay. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. You just have to tap in. I do a King's Corner. That's a men's mental health group. It's hosted by different Black men in the community, and each one has a different theme as well. And the men just come out, eat, and discuss a topic. There's usually one topic per night, and that gets pretty deep. I also have a mental health group called April's Flowers. It's for adult children of addicts and alcoholics. And that's like a support group as well. So, yeah.
You gonna wait till the end to say you do all that in this space?
Well, I was gonna say it at first when I was trying to tell you about the umbrella, remember? And you was like, "We're gonna get to that." And so it's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's very complex. It's very intricate, So that's why it's everything intricate, because this is everything.
That's perfect. I think that's amazing. Yeah, we'll have to double back sometime and dive into that because I've seen the King's Corner post a couple times as well. But yeah, no, that's what I meant. I wanted everything, not just the Flow Fridays. I wanted everything. So I'm glad we did get that in.
Yeah, well, actually, my mental health groups, I actually just opened up my not-for-profit organization, so I can come back and talk about the not-for-profit stuff. Today, we talked about everything intricate, my LLC. So next time, we can talk about the not-for-profit and the mental health groups and the community cleanups and the things that we do for the community. Book bag drives, homeless drives, all types of stuff.
Yeah, that would be fire. I would love that conversation. That would be so good. That would be so good. Okay, so one more time, where can they follow you before we end this episode?
Standage on Facebook, TIARA space Standage, STANDAGE.
Well, Tiara, thank you so much for kicking it with me. It's been a pleasure. My name is James, and this is Kickback. Peace.